Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 18, Rocky Mountain Bye. Yes, that's right, we are still in Aspen, and I think the question on all of our minds is, where did Kathy Hilton sleep last night? Did she stay in the beautiful home that the outsiders are in? Or has she been drawn to the most comfortable bed in Kyle's house, the lower bunk, as yet to be determined? What we do see is Kyle and Rinna sitting on Rinna's bed, I guess, chatting and, analyzing the events of the night before. Basically, Kyle is still very angry and Rinna just doesn't know where it all went wrong. Then we flash back to 10 hours earlier when Erica screamed at Crystal. So Kyle said, "I'm sorry, I had to step in when she said alleged victims." And Rinna goes, "No, there are victims." Now we cut to the outsiders. And Garcelle, Crystal, Cherie, and Sutton are sitting on the big sectional sofa. There's windows all around, sun flooding in. They're in their PJs. They've got mugs of coffee. And they are also discussing Erica's behavior from the night before. I know I keep saying this, but it bears repeating. I would so rather be hanging out with these ladies on that couch than be at Kyle's house. Honestly, that couch looks so cozy. And poor Kathy is like a prisoner in a windowless room in the basement of Kyle's house. Side note, are you guys watching The Patient? It's so good. Okay, just real quick. If you don't know, it's on Hulu. Steve Carell plays a therapist. And one of his patients, I always get into trouble because I don't really want to say too much. You basically find out what's happening in episode 1, but it's very good. There's my TV recommendation for the week. Anyway, as I was saying, poor Kathy is sleeping in this windowless room. No wonder she sleeps till noon. There's no telling what time of day it is in complete darkness. Is it noon? Is it midnight? Nobody knows. Teddy doesn't know. Diana's baby is unsure. And the dog, actually, the dog probably has the best sense of timing. There's probably some internal thing in the dog that knows. He's their only hope. Anyway, at the outsider's house, Crystal said, "Erica thinks that we're all against her when we were actually just trying to help her." Garcelle is nodding and she goes, "Kyle was basically like, let me help you here." It is true. They were giving her all kinds of cues. And, Kyle, like I said last week, was like begging her to just say the right thing. They were leading her right to the point where all she had to say was, "Of course I empathize with the victims." But no, it's like you could guide her all you want into saying something humane, but it almost like made her more determined not to say it, to show less compassion, if that's possible. It was like she was angered by the fact that her friends, right, the people that are supposed to be in her corner, were showing empathy to strangers. It was like she couldn't understand that. Last night when she said, "I'm right here, like, defend me, feel compassion for me, not them. You don't know the strangers." I think that's where there's a little, like, a disconnect in her brain. Then we get another flashback from last night where Erica's walking out. Rinna's, like, dragging her out the door while Erica just grumbles and complains the whole way. "What about the people? Well, what about the facts?" Back at Kyle's, Rinna goes, "Yeah, you couldn't reach her last night." Kyle's like, like she didn't want me to speak up and say, like, honestly, Rinna, how could you not? Rinna, "Well, I did it in the car. I finally was like," and Kyle cuts her off. "Right, was she mad at you?" Rinna, "I don't know." Had to think about that for a second. I think you would know if she was mad at you. There's nothing subtle about Erica. So now we get some new footage from in the car when they left the night before. Erica, "Baby, I was living my life." And then Rinna goes, "Yeah, but how horrible for those poor victims, that had to suffer. You can separate the two, right? The other women are desperate for her to, have that gene, that compassion gene. And maybe she just doesn't." Now even Dorit in the van said, that's what Kyle was asking. Just Erica cuts her off. Didn't I acknowledge that like 9 months ago? Well, I mean, you should probably acknowledge it every time the subject gets brought up. Because if you did show compassion or say that you were compassionate 9 months ago, you're definitely not doing it now. It definitely feels like your opinion has changed on that matter. Now the flashback cuts to another scene, still the night before, but Erica and Dorit are sitting in this bed together. So I'm assuming that Erica went to the hotel too. Erica says to her, you think I'm going to sit there and go, oh, well, I don't know. No, I'm going to fight like a lion. Dorit, I think that Kyle just wanted to hear some acknowledgement of compassion. Side note, did Dorit steal Kathy's shoes? How's she supposed to get home? You know that's probably the only pair that Kathy brought. I mean, they're in Aspen after all. You think she's going to bring her good shoes? Aspen may as well be like Erica's neighborhood. Erica, listen, if you want me to do things legally, I cannot. I mean, I would disagree with that. I have to believe that there is a way that she can sound empathetic to someone's plight without it being an admission of guilt. But you know what? Even if, let's say, we agree with Erica, and legally she cannot even say that she empathizes with the victims. Let's start from that point. Let's say we all agree with that. I don't think legally, and I'm not a lawyer here, but I don't think legally she has to be a raging asshole. I only care about me. I don't think that's required by the law. Or to talk about how expensive your handbag is or your clothes, I don't think that's required by the law. So even if you feel like you can't say, I feel very sorry for the victims, I know you don't have to taunt your wealth in their faces. Oh, yikes. Did Erica just suggest that when all is said and done, the victims could end up on the wrong side of things?
Are they going to apologize when it's all said and done? And guess what? They don't look like they're on the right side of things? Are we supposed to just forgive and forget? No, I'm gonna remember.
Oh boy. I will bring this up one more time, but how do her lawyers let her do this show? Okay, back at Kyle's, Kathy is soaking in a little vitamin D. She's actually going on a walk with Kyle, Rinna, Teddy, Diana's baby. Kathy is just slip sliding everywhere on the ice. I mean, she's in these like wedged heel boots. And look, all I can say is if Dorit didn't take her shoes, she'd be doing a lot better. She wouldn't be risking her life on the ice. Side note, why am I getting Wizard of Oz vibes from this scene right here? Kathy's the scarecrow, right? Little scatterbrained. Rinna, Tin Man, no heart. Although that leaves Kyle as Dorothy. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, so now we see Sutton, Garcelle, and Crystal, and they walk into a little coffee shop. Oh, okay, they're meeting up with Rinna, Kyle. However, where's Kathy? Did she fall and they left her? Oh, no Cherie either, I just noticed. Oh, geez. Kyle just noticed that Kathy wasn't there. How did they lose her? They were propping her up. Rinna goes, she just called me. I didn't call her back. Call her. So Kyle starts to tell the outsiders that I got back 15 minutes after the others, and Erica was cleared out. She had packed up all her stuff and left my house. And she went to Diana's. Jesus, how big is Diana's suite? She keeps taking in all these people. Oh, did she just end up buying the entire hotel? Maybe. It's just easier that way, I sent my people ahead to do the negotiations, remodeling, and, I'm picky, so it's better this way. Kyle's like, she had those big trunks, remember? I bet Dorit and Diana helped her. That's why it was so fast. Well, why don't you ask Rinna? She's sitting right there, and she left with them. So I would think Rinna would know, and also Rinna probably helped too. So Rinna goes, I just called. I checked in with her and I said, are you okay? And she just said no. And then I guess nobody else knows where the other two went. Nobody knows where Dorit and Diana are. Then we see Dorit and Diana and they head into this little shop. Dorit, and I am not kidding you. This is so chic. I love it. She's looking in the store window like as she walks in. I don't know what she's seeing. If it's a plastic license plate frame, I'm not seeing it, is all I'm saying. Something is chic. Okay, so Dorit knows all about this store. Apparently, they only make like 20 to 30 pieces of any one thing. So it's very exclusive and very chic. Oh, and here comes Erica. Then we cut back to the ladies in the coffee shop, and here comes Kathy. Walking in unassisted, so good for you, sister. I don't know how she got herself up off the ice, but I know Rinna and Kyle didn't help her. I mean, seriously, there were only 3 of you and a dog. How do you not know one person's missing? I don't know. Kyle said that Kathy does that all the time. Like she'll wander into a shop and you didn't even know where she went. And so, all right. So Kyle is taking all of the ladies to a store called Kimosabi. They are all going to be fitted for cowboy hats. Kyle's very, very excited about this store. There's a bar, and so they can do shots and drink and pick out hats, and then they get their names put on them, and they can pick any kind of like adornment they want, feathers or turquoise or whatever. Kyle loves hats. Now, I don't know that everybody there loves a hat, but you know, Kyle's very excited about this place. And she's hoping that all the ladies can just hold it together long enough to all come to this because they know how much it means to Kyle. So Kyle goes, I mean, we could at least text Dorit and Diana and have them respond about meeting us at Kimosabi, right? And Rinna goes, yeah. Then back at the chic store, Dorit says, you know, all the other girls and Kyle are going to that hat store that Kyle keeps talking about. Erica, I'm not going to that hat store. Look, I don't really want to be around anybody that treated me like they did last night. And Dorit's confessional, she says, would it be a lot easier for the group if Erica would express some sympathy? Yes, but Erica has her own reasons. Yeah, she's not sympathetic. She thinks her words will be used against her. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, then say that. Say, it kills me not to be able to say anything or to even show that I'm sympathetic. It kills me. But I can't admit to feeling any empathy without my words being twisted and used against me. Say that. Say that the legal stuff is heartless and excruciating, but that you have no choice if you want to defend yourself against lies that are out there about you. Say that stuff. Don't say, I only care about me. Is she doing that on purpose? Am I missing something? Could there be a way that would benefit her? If there is, I can't figure it out. And I think she's smart. Anyway, Dorit says to Erica, tomorrow we're supposed to all fly home together. And Erica says, yeah, I don't feel good about that either. I mean, I'll fly commercial. Oh, wow. It's that bad? You're willing to fly with the rest of us PMs? Diana looks appalled, by the way. The mere suggestion, don't even say commercial in my presence. It offends me to hear the word. Diana actually tries a new approach with Erica. They're all trying to get Erica to say the right thing without coming right out and saying, here, I've written down a script, just say this word for word. So Diana said, so let us say that you were never married to Tom and you read about these people and what happened to them is terrible. Do you feel terrible for them? Erica, justice needs to be served. Even I knew that what Diana said wasn't going to change it. If she really thinks she can't show empathy, she's not going to. Erica said, I'm having a very hard time. If I don't fight for myself, I'll get railroaded. I'm getting my ass kicked every day in the court of public opinion. Then in Diana's confessional, and whoa, new confessional look for Diana. I like it. She looks 10 years younger than she does with the short little Marilyn Monroe hair. That, to me, does not work for Diana. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this look right here makes Asher look age-appropriate. Anyway, Diana says in her confessional, look, regardless of Erica's guilt or innocence, you cannot say I don't care about the victims. That is not right to say, and I truly hope she does not mean it. Well, That's debatable. Okay, so Erica tells them that she got some good news that day and that the case in Chicago was dismissed. In her confessional, Erica tells us, the case in Chicago was the start of all this. And it's nice to have that squashed. But there are a lot of other dragons to slay. Yeah, like the one on your head here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a braid by Erica Jane. It's from the Beginner's Collection. Just take it right out of the packaging and plop it on top of your head. Done. No fuss, no muss. Then she says something confusing. She says to Diana and Dorit, let's see if they congratulate me today. Oh, hi. Was I not proven right today? Huh? About what? Saying you only care about yourself? Saying that the victims might actually not be victims? Is that what this dismissal proves? I don't care what that lawsuit was about that you won. It doesn't prove you right about any of that stuff. And that stuff is what the ladies were bothered by. The ladies aren't saying they think you're guilty and look at now, the case was dismissed against me. It proves I'm not guilty. No, they never said you were guilty. They're frustrated. The thing that's bothering the ladies is that you said you should care about me, not them. The outcome of this case has nothing to do with what the ladies are mad about, just so you know. So no, if they read that this was dismissed, it would not change their opinion about your behavior last night. So now we cut to the ladies in the coffee shop. Kyle, did you see what came out today? And Garcelle's like, no. Rinna's like, I'll read it. Let me get my phone. I've got it right here. Erica's been dismissed in Tom Girardi fraud and embezzlement lawsuit. And Sutton goes, that was the one they wanted me to be a third-party witness in. And Rinna goes, this is the one they called you about? So I would think that that's a good thing, right? It's dismissed. That means good, right? So Crystal says, they're refiling it in California. Kyle said, no, they are potentially refiling it. And Rinna goes, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, so that part's not good, right? Crystal, the lawsuit's dismissed in Illinois. That doesn't mean the whole lawsuit is dismissed. Then we see the little e-news paragraph that Rinna read the headline for. And that goes on to say, while Erica Jane is dismissed from the lawsuit, plaintiff's attorney vows to refile in California. Then Kyle said, well, as I've always said, I don't believe Erica knew anything or was a part of anything, but it was the conversation about the victims. I just couldn't sit there. So Kyle would like to try and find a time where she and Erica could have a conversation one-on-one, but she hasn't heard back from Dorit or Diana about going to Kimosabi. And I guess it's 3 p.m. already. I don't know when they're supposed to be there, but apparently it's getting late. Kathy, well, maybe she's already at Wasabi's. I hope Kathy's not too disappointed when they get to Kimosabi and it's not a Japanese restaurant. I was told there would be wasabi here. Okay, back at the chic shop, Erica's still talking about flying commercial. She goes, we'll see. I don't really feel like sitting on somebody's plane who was screaming and yelling at me yesterday about things that were clearly dropped today. Nope, again, wrong. Wasn't screaming and yelling about things that were dropped today. Is she delusional? She has to know that the yelling that Kyle did the night before has nothing to do with the lawsuit in Chicago. So now Erica sees that the others just walked by the store outside. Erica's like, don't come in here. Don't do it. Dorit's like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Like she's just going to put her head down. What is wrong with you ladies? Then we see Kathy in her face shield trying the door, but the door's locked because I guess, while they were filming in there. Erica's like, the door's locked. Should we unlock it? And Dorit goes, no, don't unlock it. Dorit said this. What? First of all, are you 12? Secondly, Kathy didn't say a word last night. I don't know why you guys would lock her out of the store. I mean, I guess she's with like Garcelle and some of the others, but still, it's so childish. Okay, now we're at Kimosabi, and I guess Cherie is allowed to be in this scene because now she joins the others. Everyone's trying on hats, having drinks at the bar, and Kathy notices, or maybe Sutton told her, I'm not clear about that, but Kathy says to Kyle, they carry my tequila here. Kyle's a little weird about it. I mean, I would think she would say, oh my God, that's so cool. And, tell the others, you guys, they've got Kathy's tequila here. But she's just like, they do? And Rinna goes, what? Kathy, they have my tequila here. Rinna, they do? Fab. And then to Sutton, she said, they have her tequila here, she said. And then Sutton, this is why I think maybe Sutton's the one that told Kathy, because she goes, yeah, I know, I pointed it out. In Rinna's confessional, she said, of course they have Kathy's tequila. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Kathy put it there herself. Yeah, I'm sure she did. Yeah, because you probably all do that kind of thing. So Rinna bellies up to the bar and she says, can I have a shot of that 818 tequila? Mm-hmm. Let's see what that tastes like. She's pretty loud, and Kathy is right behind her. And, I think it's pretty clear that that's Rinna's intention. She says, I just want to try it because it's my friend Kendall Jenner's tequila. Yeah, we're friends. We're friends, and I just haven't tried it yet. Your friend? When's the last time you and Kendall, hung out together? Had dinner, went for coffee? Just you and your 26-year-old friend. When's the last time you saw her, Rinna? Probably when your daughter was dating Scott Disick. Too bad Erica's already the Thelma to your Louise. Otherwise, I'm sure it would be Kendall Jenner. You're a good friend. Anyway, of course, Kathy heard her because that was Rinna's intention. And Kathy turns around and she goes, I can't believe this. Watch your language, Kathy. Rinna does the shot. It's so sweet. It tastes like candy. It really does. Like if candy could get you really drunk. It tastes like that. So now Garcelle's like, what are you having? Garcelle wants whatever tastes like candy. She was out of earshot of the whole thing. So then Rinna turns around and she goes, oh, I just wanted to try Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila. It's real sweet. It's like candy. It's really like candy. So Kathy goes, oh, thank you. And Ren goes, oh, I'm just trying it. I've tried yours already. I love it. I don't. So in Garcelle's confessional, she goes, are we under contract to drink only Kathy's tequila? Because I don't remember signing anything. She's right, and I get that. But it's just so purposeful on Rinna's part to dig at Kathy, and I don't know. I don't like that. Also, didn't your buddy Kendall send you a bottle, to let you taste it? You have to try it now, just 2 minutes after Kathy announced that her tequila was being served at the bar? Okay. So Kathy wants to go home. Kyle's telling her not to let Rinna, ruin her mood for the whole day. Rinna is still going on about how sweet the 818 is. Kathy's pissed. She goes up to the bar. She wants the bartender to put her tequila up front. Serve this. She still wants to go home. In Rinna's confessional, she tells us that she's got 3 friends now that have their own tequila. Well, if you're counting Kathy as one, you could probably check that one off your list. Now you only have 2. But she's like, and I tried Kathy's. Tried it. Check. Moving on. But I bet you're not going to move on from that sweet, sweet 818. Maybe next year for Harry's birthday, you can serve that instead of cake. So Kathy says to Sutton and Garcelle, don't say anything because I don't want to make this a big issue. But Lisa's like, oh, I want to try Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila right in front of me. And Kyle does nothing. I'm just going to go. And she does. Now Mauricio arrives and everyone's laughing and taking pictures and drinking shots of, somebody's tequila, having a great time. Meanwhile, the other 3 have left the chic store and are walking around the downtown area. They pass a jewelry store and Erica said, oh, Diana, I want you to go in and buy something so we can live vicariously through you. And Diana's like, I wouldn't be caught dead in that store. Now, Diana explains that regular jewelry stores are for peasants and that she usually shops for, collector things. Wait, a side note, I just thought of this. Diana was locked inside a store for who knows how long. How is she not broken out in hives? I'm shocked. It's almost like maybe she exaggerated that story or something. Anyway, she generally gets collector's pieces That's the kind of jewelry she likes. And so both Dorit and Erica were like, oh, yeah, of course, of course. Erica's like, yeah, like vintage pieces. Diana, right, because, it's like investment too. Erica, yeah, these were $790 and now they're 1.3. So there you go. I'm sorry. Erica is wearing the earrings that the others wanted her to give to pay the orphans and widows. Oh my God. Are her lawyers just like frantically calling each other? We gotta shut her up. She's wearing the earrings. So f you, orphans. Little side note here. I heard from some of you guys in the comments that Erica's actually not allowed to sell anything. All of her possessions have been cataloged and like she's not allowed to do anything with them. They have to just kind of wait until we see how the money needs to be allotted or whatever, which makes sense. But then also someone said that the orphans and widows had already been paid everything they were owed. It wasn't just orphans and widows or the guy in the explosion. There were other people that were victimized as well. People who had, I remember a woman who had plastic surgery that went wrong and she won in court a certain sum of money and she's never seen any of that money. And so there were others as well. Someone else even said that the earrings, whether they get sold or whatever, that money's not even allotted to go to the victims. So it wasn't even a question of whether, here, I'll sell the earrings and I'll give the money to the victims. She couldn't do that even if she wanted to. To be clear, she doesn't want to, but I'm just saying. But here's what I'm thinking. If that's true, why wouldn't that have been the first thing out of Erica's mouth? When Crystal and Garcelle are coming at her and saying, why don't you give the earrings up? Why wouldn't she have said, if the court proves that the earrings aren't mine, that money still wouldn't go to the victims? Why wouldn't she say that? That might have kind of ended the conversation. It feels weird to me that she would leave that part out. So point being, there's a lot of information out there, people. Unfortunately, it's 2022, and we live in a world where not all reported information or all things in print are factual. That's just the way it is. We, the individuals, are left to kind of sort through the things that we read and decide for ourselves what's true and what isn't. I feel like you could Google anything, and if you looked hard enough, you would find answers on either side of things. So for me, I am just going to continue to recap the episode at hand and discuss what we just saw. By the time it airs, and by the time my video gets posted, all kinds of new information will have filtered into our brains. And you know what? I will never be as on top of things as Sherelle or as connected as Dana Wilkie. So I'm staying in my lane, my happy place, just laughing at the show I just watched and telling you guys all about it. Okay, so in Dorit's confessional, she said, does it take a certain kind of person to put on the earrings that are the subject of such controversy? Yes. In Erica's confessional, she said, why wouldn't I wear my earrings? They've been my earrings for 15 years. And until the day that they are not my earrings, I will wear them. I mean, I guess if she's not going to have them for long, maybe she's just trying to, I don't know. I still couldn't do it. And then they stop in a pie shop, and Dorit right away goes to use the restroom. And then the waiter comes and asks the ladies if they would like a cocktail. And Erica said, yeah, what are you drinking? And the waiter said, how about a margarita? And Diana goes, sure, if that is a cocktail. Do you want a margarita or not? Why is she acting like she can't? I bet because she thinks to herself, I'm not going to touch that anyway, so it doesn't matter what he brings me. I don't know. I have a feeling that this pie shop isn't exactly the kind of place that Diana frequents. Although, oddly enough, Diana said that Aspen was her happy place, right? So yeah, she's like, sure, if that is a cocktail. And Erica said, can you make me a hot toddy? And he said, yeah, I can do that. And she goes, and we also have another one with us. She's a vodka girl. I think she's a goose, soda, and 3 lemons. And he's like, okay, got it. Oh no. What will Dorit say when she gets back to the table and looks down and she is staring at 3 carcasses floating in her drink? Oh, Erica. You really stepped in at this time, girl. Diana and Erica are making small talk. Diana says, I can't even FaceTime my baby because, I'm not there. She doesn't like it. How is mama there in the phone, but mama's not right next to me, Yeah. Like we don't all know that the baby is at the next table with Teddy. Come on. Well, Dorit is back and she is not happy with her drink, but not for the reason I thought. Erica goes, what did I do wrong? Carcass out. And Dorit goes, well, I can live with that. But, Erica, short glass. Dorit, there you go. Okay. She can deal with the carcasses sitting in her drink, but how dare you put it in a tall glass? Okay, then Erica and Dorit both thank Diana for taking them in, to her hotel, her newly acquired hotel. And they both suggest that they're like refugees. I don't know that I would say that to a woman who was actually a refugee. It doesn't seem to bother Diana. And in her confessional, she said, I try to help people in distress. So I invited them to stay with me because Erica and Dorit, they needed a safe house to be in. Oh my God. Safe from what? The gorgeous villa in Aspen with a live-in chef? I don't think he lives there, but he does seem to be just standing in the kitchen waiting for their orders. So I don't think that's an unsafe place. And my God, Diana, you let your baby stay in Kyle's house in a bunk bed, no less. So I hope you don't think that's unsafe. Okay, back at Kimosabi, the ladies are still picking out hats. How long could it possibly take to pick out a hat that you're never going to wear? I mean, I will say this. It is a fun presentation. The guy lights the hat on fire. At the pie shop, Dorit says, I'm going to go FaceTime Kyle and let her know I'm not coming to Kimosabi. Oh, that would be nice of you, since she texted you a long time ago and you never replied. Anyway, Kyle picks up her phone and she goes, honey, where are you? Dorit's like, I'm in a cafe staring at 3 carcasses. Erica doesn't want to go to Kimosabi and I feel too bad leaving her alone with just Diana. Kyle, Dorit, I'm going to be really hurt if you don't come. Dorit, honey, don't put me in this position. Kyle, no, don't put me in this position. I rented out this whole space. This was the plan. It's not fair. Dorit starts to say, I know, I get it. But you're with 5 girls. She's with 2. She should be alone. It's ridiculous to me that 2 girls stayed back to be with her. I mean, Diana, Diana didn't want to go to that cowboy hat store. But still, why does Erica get 2 girls? Sutton, who actually was in the right many times, only ever had 1, Garcelle. And nobody seemed to worry about that. Also, Kathy left Kyle, so Kyle only has 4. Also, shocker, Kyle is making this about herself. Who's already hurt her, who's currently hurting her, who's going to hurt her in the future. I mean, but I don't disagree with her telling Dorit that you're making a choice. If Erica doesn't want to come, that's on her. But if you want to stay with her instead of doing the plan that's been the plan for months now, then you do that. Bye. Hangs up. Dorit's like, Kyle, gone. Goes back into the pie shop. Well, that did not go so great. And Erica's like, go, just go. Now Dorit's getting a little angry. And she goes, no. Why did it become... Erica, teams. Yes. Erica, had she actually... Erica cuts her off. Did anybody say, hey, what we were f***ing Erica over about last night has been dismissed? No. Hey, you being a heartless wench has been dismissed? When did that happen? Because that's what they were you over with last night. And also, yes, they did talk about you being dismissed and, probably refiled in California. At the hat shop, after Kyle gets off the phone, she's in tears and Rena's like, how can I help? What if I go there and just kind of suss it out? Should I go over there with the others? See if we can all, get together? Kyle, it's selfish of Erica. She could have come here, been polite, like we all do in these situations. Polite. Sutton got called to see you next Tuesday and then laughed at. So, Yeah, okay, I guess we're all polite in these situations. If she didn't want to talk to me, she could have said, no, not right now, later. I would have been happy to do that. But instead, she's like, I'm not going, and pulling them with her. And didn't respond to any of us all day. Rinna, I'm gonna go. So. Oh my God, just go, Rinna. You know you want to. Nobody knows how you landed on this side anyway. You know, because you were staying at Kyle's. You accidentally wound up at the coffee shop instead of the chic store. Why did you even come to Kimosabi? Was it just to insult Kathy? Is that it? And you're just feeling like, okay, my work here is done? Maybe. Anyway, she swears she'll come back, and Kyle's like, don't be long. I won't. I'll come right back. Oh, God. This is so dumb. Now we have a scene of Rinna walking down the streets of Aspen looking in store windows for Erica, Dorit, and Diana because she doesn't know where they are. She just set off to go find them. She's like, Aspen's a small town. Okay, how about asking a producer? Where are the others filming? It's just stupid. Like, for how long would they let her wander before somebody says they're in the pie shop? Maybe they're going to play hot and cold with her. Warmer, and then she takes a turn. Cold! Anyway, she's outside wandering when Erica sees her through the window. Wait, Lisa Rinna, go get her. Dorit goes running. What? You go get her. You saw her. How does Erica get Dorit to go run for her? Go get her. Anyway, Lisa hugs Dorit. I'm coming. I'm here. Arms open to Erica. Come on. Here I am. I finally made it back where I belong. These are my people. It was scary without you, Lisa. And then we thought we lost you to the outsiders. Lisa would be like, never. Listen, I just had to do something real quick to Kathy Hilton, and then I came right back here. Anyway, this part's real. They're hugging, and Erica whispers in her ear while they're still hugging, dismissed without prejudice. Rinna's like, I love you. Erica, thanks for sticking with me. Then Rinna, with her sincere face, I love you. You know I always will. I'll always be on your side. I hate orphans too. Dorit is now afraid that everybody at the hat shop is mad at her. I feel like I'm being blamed for it all. Well, I mean, you know, partially. You didn't have to stay with the monsters. You're back in the wrong team, girl. I'm just here to support my friend. Do you understand that? Then Lisa goes, yeah, I get it. But here's what I want to propose. That we all get together and we talk about it. Oh, that's a great proposal. Why didn't anybody ever think of that before? But actually, before she even finishes her sentence, she goes, I propose we all get together and talk about... Erica cuts her off. How great my day was. Yeah, that's what we should all get together and do. Rinna's just like, you know what? You say it. Kyle's very hurt. Dorit, at me? My God, you all need to stop being so narcissistic. Rinna's like, no, at the whole situation. And yeah, partially at Dorit for choosing Erica instead of her. Rinna, you know, she wanted to show off her happy place to us. Erica, I want to talk about my happy day. Well, now it's nighttime, and we see Kyle in the kitchen of her Aspen home, and she's in her cowboy hat, presumably the new one she just had made, with her silver and turquoise jewelry and her denim shirt, and she's just zipping up a guitar case, presumably with songs around a campfire. I don't know. She's gone full cowboy. And Rinna's just getting back. It's dark out. Didn't you promise to just go there and come right back? Anyway, Kyle wants to know what they said. And Rinna goes, well, they had ordered a pizza. That makes Kyle mad. I guess they should have been drinking and trying on cowboy hats. And Kyle starts crying again. And then Dorit doesn't show up because, I have to stay with Erica. Erica was a asshole last night. Come on, Rinna. Rinna, who of course isn't going to agree to that. She's like, then you have to say that to her. So Kathy wanders into the kitchen now with a shoe in her hand. What is it with Kathy and shoes? It's definitely been the theme for her this entire Aspen trip. So Kathy said, it doesn't feel good when someone's not there for you. And I know what that feels like. Kyle thinks Erica should apologize to her. Kathy says that when she perceives that someone has hurt her feelings, not saying it's right or wrong, but she would leave. Yeah, we know. You just did. Kathy goes, maybe she's embarrassed. Kyle, well, then she should say that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm embarrassed. Oh, okay. Well, they're going to a country western bar tonight. So I assume that's why Kyle is, wearing what she's wearing. We check in with the outsiders while they're getting ready. Back at Kyle's, we can hear her sniffling through a door. I don't know if it's the bathroom or her bedroom. I think it's a bathroom door. And Dorit shows up and she knocks on that door. Kyle opens it and she's like, I don't want to talk about this now. And Dorit goes, oh, my heart is breaking. Kyle's like, I think of you like family. So, let me ask you a question. Last night, Erica did that to herself. And Dorit goes, I'm not getting in the middle. I'm not choosing sides. Kyle, you put yourself in the middle, though. And she definitely chose sides. I'm just saying. Dorit, honey, she was in tears. Broken. Kyle screams.
In tears. Broke up. I don't care.
Rinna walks in to break it up. Girls, my loves. No, Rinna, that's Dorit, not you. Doesn't work with you. Oh, my love bugs. Don't try to be Dorit. Anyway, Rinna's like, you guys have stuff to work out, but right now we need to go to dinner. Well, Kyle still has something to say. Dorit's like, oh, I can't win with this one. Rinna's like, please, ladies, put a pin in it, okay? We're going to pin it for later. Pin in it. Nobody's going to forget about it. We're just putting a pin in it until later. Guys, time out. Dorit, please, go get ready. Dorit goes, I am ready. Dorit doesn't stay at that house. She got ready and then came over from the hotel. Okay, now Mauricio said, girls, can I say something? Really, Mauricio? Why? You feel like you need to get in the middle of this? He says, I've been listening, and on behalf of me and PK, I have to step in. What? Oh, geez. You two can still be friends, even if Dorit and Kyle fight, okay? On behalf of myself and PK. He wants to remind them that they love each other. So Dorit goes, and she hugs Kyle. Kyle, oh, I don't want to fight with you either, whatever. So Kyle goes back in the bathroom and she's like, can you guys hold on the fort? I'll be there in a minute. I need a minute to catch my breath. Then Mauricio goes, she needs 10 minutes. I thought that was bad until Rinna goes, she needs maybe 20. Did you see how puffy her eyes were? Yeah. We're going to need 20 minutes for that to all kind of calm down. Okay, now the ladies are arriving at this country western place, and they go downstairs and they've got the room to themselves. There's a bar, there's pool tables. Dorit complains about there only being veggie trays. Is there going to be any more food? And it goes, oh yeah, later they're going to bring out pizzas. Dorit, oh great, I had that for lunch. Okay, now I know why Kyle was mad that you had that for lunch, because that wasn't part of the plan. This one's on you. You're going to have to eat pizza twice. Now Rinna welcomes the outsiders as they come filing in. Rinna's like, welcome to the cowboy bar. I'm Kyle right now because Kyle needed a moment. Real puffy face. Red snot. It was not good. Not pretty. But it's me now. Hello. Okay, now we do see Kyle walking down the street heading to the restaurant. Looking like she came straight from the Dude Ranch. When she gets down there, Dorit and Rinna must have gone to the restroom or something because it's just the outsiders. So Kyle starts telling them, Dorit came to my house and here's what she said about Erica. She said to me, Kyle, she was really upset and she is a broken woman today. I mean, that's not exactly what she said. She did say broken. She said she was crying. She's broken. She didn't say she's a broken woman today. Today before you stands a broken woman. Also, not accurate because Erica's having a great day. Anyway, Garcelle's like, what? Then Dorit and Rinna come walking back in the room. And also, here comes Erica and Diana from the hotel, both apparently missing the memo about the dress code, or, refusing. So Dorit grabs Erica right away, and she's like, can I talk to you for a minute over here? And pulls her over by the bar. And then Kyle, who's sitting by Garcelle, said, would you talk to me? Because I'm just really nervous about, I want to go over there and talk to Erica, but I'm feeling very nervous right now. And I hate that I'm nervous because she's my friend. Anyway, immediately she goes up to the bar where Erica and Dorit are. And she asks Dorit if she can give them a second. I'm not going to lie, it's a real bachelor move on Kyle's part. Can I borrow her for a second? Because I really feel like we have a connection. I know we're fighting, but I really love you. Then she asks Erica for a hug. I mean, can the fantasy suite be far behind? I think not. Kyle goes, I hate that I feel uncomfortable around you, my good friend. Erica, I am a good friend. And very animated. That's why I'm upset. Did you see what happened to me today? Kyle, I did see. Congratulations. Erica, thank you. Do you know why I fought my ass off last night? And Kyle goes, yes, but I never said you were guilty. I never thought you were guilty, Erica. I wanted you to show a little empathy, that's all. Erica, to whom? What do you mean to whom? Did you forget? I mean, that stops Kyle in her tracks for a second because I think Kyle's like, are you kidding? Kyle goes, the victims. That doesn't mean you're to blame. And Erica said, I have. I feel like you and others in this group want something from me that I can't give right now. Kyle, no lawyer's going to say that you can't be empathetic. And when you say stuff like they're not my victims, Erica, they're not. Do you know whose they are? Who's responsible for cleaning all this up? Girardi Keys. I feel like this is new. I mean, at least it sounds like she's admitting that there are victims. And now she says, well, she's saying the right words, but the tone is wrong. She said, I feel very bad for those people, and those who have been legitimately wronged need to be taken care of. Allegedly. She's like, I inherited this giant mess. And so am I the most cuddly creature on the planet? No. But I have people coming at me, throwing this shit in my face constantly. I would like to come to a group of friends and not have to deal with it. I mean, I get it. I guess all I would have to say is you were never the most cuddly creature on the planet, long before all this legal stuff. But anyway, they hug again, and I am loving Erica's cowboy gloves. Pink, rhinestones, fingerless. She just looks like a real ranch hand. They look very sturdy. So Garcelle is kind of observing them up at the bar, and in her confessional, she points out how quickly Erica and Kyle made up. But then Erica can hold a grudge for years against Sutton. She's like, there's obviously a double standard. Well, yeah, I mean, she doesn't like Sutton. So now Crystal and Dorit are playing pool, and they're also, noticing the talk between Erica and Kyle. And Dorit says, Erica was just like, everyone's coming at me. Victim, victim, victim. And Crystal goes, but guess what? There are victims. She wants her group of friends to have compassion for her. But why can't she have compassion for them? And Dorit goes, you did read that article today, right? Crystal's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, what does that have to do with anything? Is Dorit buying into the fact that now they should apologize for last night because she won this lawsuit in Chicago? Or it got dismissed, not even won yet, because I guess it can be refiled and probably will be. And Dorit goes, so you see that there's not just like nothing's cut and dried, right? Krista goes, yes, there's no misunderstanding of her position. Dorit, wait a minute. Things aren't going the way Dorit thought they were going to go. Crystal, and now I'm understanding that that's also your position. Oh boy, Dorit. My position is that I don't know all the information. Neither do you. Crystal, I live with a moral compass, and I like to know that the people I surround myself with share that. Okay, this is a weird transition because we don't know how Dorit responds to that or anything. Now we just see everyone like chatting and drinking and laughing and playing pool. Kathy's yelling for Kyle to get up and do the moonwalk. Someone bellows when the pizzas arrive. Rinna and Kyle are just dying laughing about how Erica was standing the night before. I guess she had one leg up on a chair or something, and they're imitating that and just hooting and hollering and having a good old time. Crystal and Sutton, however, are having a very serious conversation. Sutton goes, "What happened last night was not okay." And Crystal goes, "She'll always think that it was okay." In Crystal's confessional, she says, "Am I surprised that Erica, Kyle, and Lisa are laughing and making light of last night? No, but Erica screaming at me all night, if I did that to one of them, you can be sure we would not be making light of it today." Sutton agrees that Erica's behavior always gets dismissed. And Crystal's like, "Well, what do we do about it?" Sutton, "At some point, we're all going to have to talk about it." There's nothing to talk about. In my opinion, there's nothing for them to talk about. They don't like each other. There are clear divisions in this group of women, and they could talk all they want. They're never going to like each other. They're never going to like Sutton. They're never going to like being confronted by Garcelle. And they don't like that Garcelle is on Sutton's side. That means Garcelle is out for them. They so much as told Garcelle, if you weren't her friend, you could be our friend. I mean, it's time to just come to terms with the fact that you are working colleagues, and that's all. The nature of your work is odd because it forces you to go to parties together, to go on vacations together, and even sometimes to have little one-on-one, like, coffee dates and stuff. So it's weird, In any other job, you would avoid a coworker who doesn't like you, but here it's just different, but that's all it's ever going to be. Anyway, Sutton says that she's done with bringing things up. "I'm retired," she said. "But Crystal could go ahead and bring it up, and I will spectate." Sutton's like, "Okay, cowgirl." And Crystal goes, "Okay, got it." So they go to sit with the group who's all like sitting on these couches now. And Crystal says, which seems like it kind of came out of the blue, but I get when you're like nervous because you're going to start something that's very confrontational, but it felt like a little bit awkward. She says to Erica, "I feel like you talked down to me." Erica, "Okay." Crystal, "And last night, I literally said the same thing as Garcelle, yet I'm an asshole." Erica, "This is the law we're talking about. We're not talking about personal relationships." Crystal says, "Why does it always have to be in a legal way?" Erica, "'Cause I'm being f***ing sued. I've done nothing but be nice to you." And Crystal goes, "You haven't done nothing but be nice to me." Erica's like, "I can't worry about you and your ego." And Crystal goes, "It has nothing to do with my ego. Why can't I ask you to show compassion?" Erica, "To you?" And Crystal goes, "No, not to me. I don't need your compassion. To the victims." Erica, "I've already done that." Oh my God. For as many times as you say, "I've already done that," you could have just been showing compassion again. Look, if you have already done that 9 months ago or whatever you said, apparently nobody remembers it. Nobody, not even your posse. So would it kill you to say it again? I don't understand. One time, 9 months ago, I showed empathy for the victims. And so I did it then, and I don't ever have to show it again. God, showing compassion must have been excruciating for you 9 months ago, if you're that adamant about not having to do it again. Every time someone brings this subject up with you, you should show compassion. That, more than anything, is what would get people off your back. I don't know why you can't see that. So Krista's like, "Why is it a problem for me to feel this way, but it's not a problem for her to feel that way?" And she's pointing to Garcelle. And Erica goes, "That's not true." And Garcelle's like, "No, it wasn't okay for me either." So Erica goes, "Thank you." And Krista goes, "So why call me an asshole, Erica?" "Because you are one." Well, I saw that one coming. It still caused a shocked reaction from Garcelle. Then Erica mentions that she was the one who put her arms around Crystal in Mexico when she was crying and upset. We get a flashback to The scene where Erica and Rinna were like double teaming Crystal, trying to get her to turn against Sutton. It was crazy. They're the ones that brought it up. They're the ones that actually ultimately kind of made Crystal cry by the things they were telling her. So you got Crystal all upset and then you hugged her. Okay, well, good on you. How compassionate. Crystal admits, yes, that was nice of you then, even though, does Crystal see now that they were just trying to drive a wedge between her and Sutton? I don't know. She admits, yes, thank you for that. So Rinna jumps in. Well, then if she's been your true supporter and been nothing but nice, then why would you choose to go there last night? I don't think Crystal said that Erica has been her true supporter. Yeah, she hugged her in Mexico. It made her feel better when she was upset, and she thanked her for that. I don't think that means Erica's her true supporter and only been anything but nice. It's a little bit of a leap, is all I'm saying. So Crystal said, it was about the earrings. It was a concrete thing. I saw the receipt. And it came out of Girardi Keys. So yes, I guess the reason those $1.3 million earrings are up for debate is because the receipt for the earrings were found and they were purchased through money from Girardi Keys. So Erica goes, let me tell you something about that story. It's a year and a half old. And Crystal goes, it just came up this week. It's about compassion, that's all. Erica, the case you want me to have empathy for, it's not even the same people. Okay, finally. Why didn't she say that last night? If it's proven that she has to give up the earrings and they sell those earrings, that money is not going to the victims. Why didn't she say that last night? Apparently she knew that information. She's saying it right now. Anyway, I guess she answers that by saying, I don't owe you an explanation for anything. In fact, today was a great day. Erica Girardi was dismissed. Side note, awesome sweater, Erica. I'm a luxury. Good God, way to stick it to the widows. I think Erica should make a public announcement that all dominatrix earnings will go into a fund to support the victims. What a feel-good story that would be. So Kyle goes, guys, we're not going to get anywhere with this tonight. Should we just put a pin in it? So then she goes, hey guys, should we walk into the Caribou Club for like 5 minutes? It's a private club that I belong to and it's so beautiful inside. We'll just go peek in and then we'll leave. What? Why? Why not go for a drink or something? Are you really not a member? Is that it? Are you just pretending? Honestly, I don't get the feeling that anyone really wants to go. But then the screen fades to black. And then the words, later that night, ... It's Kathy, Rinna, and Kyle in the back seat of a car, Uber or something. Kathy goes, oh my God, I haven't been here in 20 years. And by the way, if I don't get in, I'm not offended. I want you guys to go in and have a good time. I think she thinks it's because she's not dressed up enough. She's got like camo pants on. And Rinna goes, oh, she'll get in. She's Kathy Hilton. How many relatives does Denise Richards have? She could get in with a bathing suit on. And Kathy's just like, listen, if I don't, I don't. So, maybe Kathy doesn't even want to go. Anyway, Kyle is telling, I guess Kris Jenner didn't get in once because of something she was wearing. I don't know. Apparently the dress code is quite strict. Cherie, as they're getting out of one of the cars, Cherie's like, have fun. So it looks like Cherie and Garcelle are not going either. Now the screen is black again and we see
many hours later. ...
By the way, this is all while credits are rolling, you guys. This is like all in the last few seconds of the show. Then we see Lisa's text to Erica, Sunday, January 30th at 12:14 a.m. Lisa says, I got in a Sprinter with Kathy. What's a Sprinter? Was it a typo? Or is that a thing? I don't know. You can leave it in the comments if you know. Anyway, the text reads, I got in a Sprinter with Kathy and she had an absolute meltdown. I have never heard or seen anything like it in my life. Anger, screaming, throwing things, crying. I'm locked in my room. Erica, oh my God. You guys, do you remember when they were at Rinna's disco party and Kyle said, hey, I want you guys to come to Aspen, but you can't all stay in my house, blah, blah, blah. And right away, Rinna said, I want to stay at your house, but I want a lock on my door. And Kathy said, from me? And Rinna goes, no, not from you. Oh, no. It was foreshadowing. Rinna thought she was just making a dig at Sutton, but really, she was foretelling her own future. Yeah. I'm locked in my room, and Erica goes, oh my God. Then we get a voiceover, Rinna in her confessional. I know the idea of Kathy Hilton. The socialite is kind, loving, pillar of society. The next text. The hatred that just came out of her toward her sister, I'm speechless. Erica, wow. Is it worse than saying you don't care about the orphans and widows? Okay. So then we see Rinna in her confessional, and she says, the world thinks she's something that she's not. Then we see Kathy's text to Lisa Rinna. This came in at 12:53 a.m. Silence is golden. I am staying silent. Hearts emoji, heart emoji, hearts emoji, heart emoji. To be continued. Very, very dramatic, people. And I know you all have thoughts and feelings about it, so leave them in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to Jill Informed, please consider doing so. Before I go, just a heads up, at the end of October, I'm going to be taking another week off because my sisters are coming. They're going to visit me, and I'm excited. It'll be the first family, other than my daughter, of course, my daughter. Other than my daughter coming, it'll be the first family that I've seen in a long time, and I'm pretty excited. So that's not until the end of October. I'm worried because I think I'm probably going to be doing Salt Lake City at the time. I'm a little worried though, guys, because I haven't watched season 2. I started to, and I started to recap, and then that's when the move hit, and I had to stop doing kind of everything. Kind of snowballed into like several months off. Yeah, so it's like killing me inside, my OCD or my Virgo or whatever, all of it combined, to not be like doing things in order, or to not have seen the rest of season 2 and to recap 3. I hope it works out okay. I hope I don't feel kind of lost, like, wait a minute, why are these two fighting or something? And I just don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to like just burn through season 2. Anyway, let me know what you guys think I should do. There's going to be some overlap. That's going to be hard for me. I'm still kind of deciding everything. But anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for all your encouragement that I get in the comment section. It makes me feel very good. I will see you next week with the next recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I love you guys. Bye.